Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Ask Rebecca radio show. Thanks for joining me. I hope everyone had a great week. So some of the things that you could have been experiencing leading up to today and possibly into this upcoming week or beyond is, let's go over physical body symptoms. Sorry, I'm feeling a little tired myself today. All of a sudden, I just feel like I could just go to sleep. Anyway, so some of the physical body symptoms that you could have been experiencing is indigestion, fullness of stomach, bloated feeling, possibly some heartburn, another round of headaches, some starting in the back of your head and others starting from the front of your head, or you're basically the forehead area, that then kind of spread and radiate to other areas. And a few times it even felt like it was coming on the side of the head. You may have also experienced minor injuries. Maybe you tripped, twisted an ankle, stubbed a toe, things like that, minor stuff. And I do feel like maybe some of you also maybe accidentally burned yourself in some way. And some of you may have seen someone that looks extremely familiar to you, but you've never met that person, but you just know you know them, and you're staring at them and you're trying to figure out, how do I know this person? Because I swear that I do, but yet you know that you didn't know them or meet them in the past. So it's one of those feelings of just maybe soul connection that you're experiencing. And now there may have also been some moments here and there where you felt paranoid, or maybe you were overthinking, and you were overthinking so much that it actually caused you to feel afraid or insecure in some way. And also I feel like memories from the past were coming up, but this feels more like trauma-based memories, not so much, joyful, happy memories, but more along the lines of memories about things that were maybe done to you or happened to you, and maybe even some moments where you have some memories and recognition of where you were not as nice to somebody in your life in the past. There was also feelings of not being heard, feelings of not being acknowledged, maybe not being validated or recognized in some way, whether by family, friends, peers, coworkers, whatever the case. Just that overall feeling of nobody's listening to you, right? Nobody's listening or paying attention to what you're saying. Some other possible issues, situations, and memories, traumas surrounding the masculine energy, and maybe even some issues coming up around surrounding the father. And maybe you're seeing this happen in your own life, or maybe you're witnessing this in other people's lives. We all are witnessing this play out on the big screen of reality in the political arena with abortion rights. And this is coming up because we're moving into the galactic year of the divine feminine, and it's causing an uprising within the toxic masculine energies that are trying desperately to hold on to control. And the divine feminine energies are coming in to help balance the divine masculine. So it's going to be a bumpy ride for the next, at least, I would say, several years. If I had to guess, I would say at least another year, 2 years, where things are really kind of shaking up, and a lot of this spiritual war is going to come to a peak, right? It's coming to the peak is almost here, and I just feel like it's a last desperation of those negative energies that are holding on to the dear end. You may have also been going through some forgiveness work, lots of healing work being done, and so maybe some things came up over the week for you that triggered you in some way, triggered others around you, and in a moment, maybe your initial response was to react from an emotional place. Maybe you became angry, maybe you became frustrated, maybe you felt sad, whatever other emotion came up. But in the process of actually recognizing those emotions, honoring them, and maybe even confronting the situation and facing it head on with whoever the other party involved was or other parties, I feel there was a resolution that came about very quickly. There was a healing and a forgiveness that happened very, very quick on some level. And there might be deeper layers of this that will come up again, but overall, I do feel like, you know, this energy was moving pretty quickly. Now, you may have also overindulged in food, drugs, and alcohol, or maybe you've been witness to others overindulging. That could kind of go on at least through this weekend. We've got a long weekend ahead here in the States, and, you know, I'm sure it'll be a party weekend. And lastly, some of you may have been planning or thinking about plans for summer vacations or trips with friends, family, couples. Again, maybe just looking at what you're going to get done over the summer, what you're going to do to hang out with the family, where you're going to take the kids. So let's get into what you can expect over the next 2 weeks. Since I won't be able to do the show live next week, I'm going to be hanging out, socializing, doing my own thing, and not worrying about working. So I am going to go ahead and give you the predictions for the next 2 weeks. This is what you can expect from tonight, May 23rd through to June 6th, as an overall theme, and then in areas of love, work, finances, health, and spirituality. So, general themes. One of the first things here feels like everyone is being magnetized on a cellular level to love and be loved. And this is stuff that we've been going through for a while now, over the last several years, but everything comes in cycles. It's a spiral. So it's just another layer of these things happening. So to me, this means that we have some energy waves coming in, affecting us on deep levels that will transform and purify our emotions in order to release blocks that are keeping us from giving and receiving love with an open heart. So you may find yourself all week long or over the next 2 weeks being triggered in various ways. That's forcing you to open up your heart. That's forcing you to let go of old things, old traumas from the past, you know. So if you're holding on to pain from the past, let's just say you're holding on to betrayal, well, you're going to just continuously attract people into your life that are going to trigger that fear of betrayal. And until you actually overcome it within yourself, you're not going to be dealing with anything else but that over and over and over and over and over and over again. So deal with it, look at it when it comes up for you over the next 2 weeks. Now, some of you could also be feeling completely exhausted, wiped out, burned out, stressed out, and just done. Yeah, it's been a crazy, crazy start to the year. So I think a lot of us have been through a lot of challenging things, and maybe we've hit the burnout moment, right? And this is what we're going to be dealing with over the next 2 weeks. Sorry, I got to chill. I need to cover my neck. I'm such a baby. Okay, so for some of you, I feel like you just need to take a break, right? Take a time out from all the stress for a minute, take a step back, really prioritize what things actually need to be done, because you don't have to do everything in the same day all at once and get it all handled. Like, chores will always be there. Leave the dishes in the sink. Who cares? Take a break, right? Relax. Now, others, I kind of feel like you're just seeing life as one continuous struggle. And this will have a little bit of a stronger effect on you, because I feel like you're being forced to shift your perception, right? This is your time to make an adjustment in how you do things. Another group of you, I feel, to me, it just kind of feels like the veil is lifting, right? You're not really working through any major traumas or past issues or anything like that. The veil has lifted from your eyes and you're beginning to see the truth. Also, there is a caution with being in the sun. Exposure without sunblock is good for a short period of time so you can get your vitamin D fix on, but the rest of the time use sunblock and make sure it's organic, non-toxic. Read the ingredients so you're not poisoning yourself with chemicals. And maybe it's not a sunburn that you get. Maybe you end up burning your hand on the stove or something like that, but for whatever reason, I just keep feeling something surrounding being burned. And let's hope that it's not physical burning. Maybe, somebody, slang terminology, burns you, by busting a joke on you or something. I don't know. But anyway, so also, the thing that was coming up was Surf's Up. And I'm feeling the need for everyone to practice flexibility to go with the flow. It just feels like you're going to be riding waves of energy that are coming in from multiple directions. And it's going to shake things up again, right? It's going to hit you mainly in your belief system and the way that you're doing things. So I feel like it's going to be important for you to be open to deeper truths about yourself, about anything else that life might throw at you in the next 2 weeks. And really, all of this is coming up so that you can get to deeper levels of loving yourself. This is all about self-love, and not in a selfish way. But if you can't get real with yourself, and if you don't even like yourself, then you're going to have a lifetime of struggles. And, it's difficult to take a look at ourselves and look at our flaws, but that's exactly what we need to do, is take a look at how we're holding ourselves back, how we're choosing to see things, how we're choosing to feel. And, it's just really important that you do this type of work going forward, because you're going to be better off for it. And, I'll get into more specifics about that at a later time. So in the next 2 weeks, be careful not to dwell on emotions or things happening, right? You don't want to get sucked into that energy. You want to let it come up, recognize it, feel it, be okay with it, and move on. Don't have a pity party. They do not help you in any way. They actually have a negative effect on you, because once you get sucked into that energy, now you're spiraling downward more and more. So instead, count your blessings that you have in your life and focus on solutions. Many old roads are coming to an end. Your usual actions or responses may lead you to new places instead of down the path of the same old, same old. So new opportunities may arise for you. Most importantly, these next couple of weeks, be extra aware of your actions and reactions. Don't fall into automatic emotional responses. And what I mean by that is, if somebody says something, your immediate reaction is just to lose your cool and yell, scream, cry, freak out, cuss, whatever the case is. Instead of having that automatic response, take a minute, process what was just happening, figure out, is it your problem? Is it the other person's problem? Typically, if it's triggering such a strong emotion within you, it's your problem, right? The other person may be involved, but it's your issue. It already exists, because that person is just showing you your own pain and suffering that you need to heal, so you can move that person out of your life so they are no longer reflecting that to you, right? So they're no longer your mirror. Watch for new experiences and opportunities so you don't miss them. Embrace the change that's on the horizon. Allow your dreams to become reality, because I feel like there's a lot of positive energy here too, through the mix of this change and upheaval, which some people have a difficult time dealing with change, so that can automatically trigger a negative fear response within you. But ultimately, all of these changes are for the positive. The next 2 weeks, lots of energies surrounding making the right choice. And Alana Fairchild, in her Rumi Oracle Guidebook, gives some great guidance on this, and I really liked how she wrote this. Is on the path of love, there's no such thing, On the path of love, there's not so much wrong and right in the moral sense, so much as what is wrong or right for you. And again, this is something we're actually seeing playing out with the whole abortion thing, right? People are trying to make it right for themselves, or they're attaching it to a moral issue, they're attaching it to their own belief system, they're attaching it to all these various reasons that they have, which all come from the logical mind aspect. And again, what's right and wrong is based on what's right or wrong for you. And the mind can't help you much in that capacity, because only the heart can speak such truths. And the mind may reject it, recoil, analyze, and find all the reasons why the simple truth, the right choice of the heart, cannot possibly work and only lead to pain. Now, that's what the mind does really well, but it doesn't mean the right choice, the heart choice, becomes incorrect. So there's lots of challenges going to be coming up with this over the next couple of weeks. What's right? What's wrong? What's right? What's wrong for you? Again, you're seeing it play out in the larger arena of life. And, you're going to be thinking about, what can you give up? Can you give up what you've planned? Can you give up what you believed? Can you give up something that you already decided? Are you able to change your perception and change your mind, right? Just because you believe something doesn't make it true. It doesn't make it based in reality. So let the heart wisdom lead the way for you. Now, a group of you who have been feeling insecure will see your confidence begin to renew and feel more secure and safe again. Trust any reasons for feeling good. Be in that energy of optimism. It's a good place to be. The animal spirit energy for the next 2 weeks is the spider, creator of prosperity through life's work, dharma. The spider is an ingenious creator. Its greatest gift is weaving the thread of dharma into a vast, intricate web that supports the spider and those around it, both financially and spiritually. It is hard work, but the spider neither tires or becomes impatient. This card reminds us creativity is everywhere. Be process-oriented rather than results-oriented, and soon your work becomes like the weaving of a magical, priceless tapestry. Abundance follows. When in balance, appreciative, enthusiastic, prosperous. When out of balance, discouraged, tired, forlorn. And to bring into balance, playful creativity. And I really like the part about be process oriented rather than results oriented. And, life really is about the journey. Don't worry about the outcome. Once you start stressing about the outcome, that's when you start effing up along the way, right? So that's when you start self-sabotaging. Just focus on the here and now and do the work. All right, work. For those of you that are employed, some of you are finally getting unstuck, or at the very least, the feeling of being stuck starts to fade because you're starting to see some promising opportunities in your future. Move forward with confidence. Trust that feeling. The energies are kind of lifting and there's forward motion happening again. Go after what you want and what you need. And some of you just won't be liking your job over the next 2 weeks. I just feel like some of you are going to be dealing with a lot of stress and a lot of drama and a lot of demands. And I just feel like you're going to be feeling overwhelmed. If you get too overwhelmed, take a day off. It's okay. Don't feel guilty. The one thing I noticed when working for someone full-time, in corporate America is this guilt of like, oh my gosh, I can't take the day off. Or if I do this, I feel bad. Don't. You have vacation. If you get PTO, take a day off, take a mental health day. It's all right. It's going to help you and it's going to make you be more productive at work. Those of you that are looking for a job, I'm seeing some of you getting some awesome opportunities coming your way. A few of you may end up settling for your not so dream job temporarily just to get a paycheck. And I think that's okay, because I kind of feel like there's a few of you that need that stepping stone because you haven't quite figured out what you want to do. You know what you don't want to do, but you're not sure what you do want to do, right? But you need some income, and I feel like It's okay to take a temporary job. Don't stress about it and then keep looking for your dream job. It's coming. Others, I feel, are going to be putting energy into starting their own businesses. And lastly, there are a few of you that I feel need to narrow your focus on what companies you're applying at. I feel like you need to be more aligned with your background, and I feel like the word background applies in different ways for different people. So for some people, I feel like background applies to your skill level and your talents and what you've done. For others, I feel like your background when it comes to who you are as a person, what you've been through in your life. So, whatever resonates with you more, follow that path in looking for a job. Love, for those of you that are in committed relationships and seriously dating, I just feel like some may feel a love block breaking free finally, right? Something's kind of been holding you back or limiting you in some way, or maybe you've had a couple of walls up, and all of a sudden they just release over these next 2 weeks, and you'll feel more vulnerable, but at the same time, you're going to feel okay with it. You're actually going to feel better because of letting go of that block. And I do feel like you'll be allowing yourself to receive more love, and your relationship could strengthen because you feel more connected, because you've opened your heart more. Now, some couples I feel may realize that they've isolated themselves from socializing with the rest of the world, right? You're all in coupledom, you go to work, you come home, you stay home, you don't do anything together. Like you're just hanging out at home. It's you against, you guys against the world and everybody else in it. I kind of feel like you got to break out of that rut. You need to get some, social activity under your belt, maybe make a pact to meet other couples so that you can have, some couples date nights or something. And some of you may realize that you're putting all of your energy into the wrong person. Maybe you've been dealing with someone who's literally unavailable to you physically or emotionally, or maybe they're actually in a relationship and you're, dealing with someone that is actually married or has a partner. Either way, this person just feels unavailable, and it feels like this person may not be giving you what you're giving, right? They're not putting into the relationship what you're putting into the relationship. So there's not a reciprocal relationship happening here. And then lastly, some of you may be too distracted with other things going on in your life and you're neglecting your partner. Maybe work is getting in the way, maybe the kids are getting in the way, or maybe your chores are getting in the way, or whatever other things that you think are more important. Maybe you need to take a step back, take a look, figure out how to balance it, and let your partner know that you love and appreciate them and actually create the time to spend with them. Those of you that are single and looking for love, I do feel some love connections this week and next. So make sure that you're getting out and about, you're socializing, you're putting yourself out there in whatever way feels comfortable to you. I also feel like some of you are putting your energy into people who just aren't reciprocating either. Or it feels like maybe you have your mind set on this one specific person, right? Like you're going to be with that one person because that's just who you think you're meant to be with, and that's who you're supposed to be with, and you got your blinders on and you can't see anything other than this person, but yet that person is not available to you in some way. So again, take a look at that, right? Now, then some of you want to be in relationships, but do everything possible to not end up in one by filling your time with other distractions and other things. Or maybe you are choosing people to go out on dates with that you already know are not going to be available to you in some way, or that you know are not going to be good for you, because you then don't have to worry about having fear of it not working out, right? You don't actually have to invest into the relationship yourself. So we can pick someone that is unavailable, and then that makes it easy for us. So keep that in mind. If that might be something that's blocking you from finding that true love that you really want. And bottom line, I feel like it's important that you invest in yourself by learning to love you first. Finances. For the most part, I feel everyone is stable. And those that have been worrying about money, I just feel like that is being lifted, that burden is being lifted off of your shoulders over the next couple of weeks. You're feeling lighter. You're feeling like, okay, money is flowing again. You're in the ebb is kind of, releasing, so you're more in the flow now. And I'm not saying like you're gonna just all of a sudden be rolling in the dough, but I'm saying you're letting go of the worry, or money is showing up, one of the two. Now, some of you do need to focus on what you do have and what you can do versus what you don't have and what you can't do. So, get clear, get real about your finances and tackle them head on instead of avoiding them, because some of you are just juggling money and credit cards and you're kind of all over the place and you're robbing Peter to pay Paul and you're having a difficult time to make ends meet. Health, many of you will be feeling pretty good. I just feel like overall there's going to be a lot of high energy, but maybe it's going to be like bouts of feeling tired, right? Because you've got the stress and the overwhelm that's coming in too. But overall, you're going to be feeling pretty good. And many of you will need to take a look at how often you slip into negative thought patterns and realign yourself with positive thinking, and pay attention to diet, exercise, and making time to rest. Everyone needs time for themselves, so make it, make time, create it, take care of yourself. Spirituality, you may be feeling more trustful, you may be seeing your blessings. I feel many of you will feel under pressure and stress, so I feel it will be really important to allow yourself to feed your spirit and nurture your body and mind. Practice some meditation, get whole within yourself. That wraps up the next 2 weeks of predictions, and I hope that everybody has a fantastic week. If you want to get a hold of me, you can reach me at AskRebecca@gmail, or you can call or text me at 407-374-3133. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.